Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick and I'm a top potter on TradingView with over 190k reputation points. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. This is the place to go for high quality, free trading education. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts. In this video, I will be speaking about USDCHF. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect of this market, then we will be moving to the order flow by looking at the commitment of traders, so the COT data, which is what the non-commercials, so the biggest speculators in the market are doing, which are essentially hedge funds, so the big players in the market. And by the end of the video, by using a combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here on this pair. Now, starting from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that we have a market which is currently testing a quite strong level of previous monthly support, which is now turned resistance. In fact, from here, all this rejection to the upside was created. Now the market has broken below the level, so this previous support is now turned resistance. The market has already started rejecting it to the downside, and we could expect more potential bearish price action to be created away from this zone. Dropping down on the weekly time frame, what do we have? Now here on the weekly, we can see how precisely the market was respecting this level as support, rejecting it to the upside every single time. After that, we had the break below the area, and all that previous support became resistance. The market has in fact just tested that previous weekly support and resistance and started rejecting it to the downside. In a situation like this, more potential bearish price action away from the zone could be expected. We can also notice how we do have an impulse and a correction, and in general, after an impulse, if you want to measure the correction, you have to take your Fibonacci from the high to the low of the impulse leg, and if we do that, we can see how we had a correction precisely to the 0.618 golden ratio, which was lining up perfectly with this previous support and resistance, creating a confluence of resistance at this area, which we could in fact expect this market to test and then to reject to the downside. In fact, if we go down on the daily time frame, if you remember, I did speak about USDCHF a couple of times in the past. I spoke about it when the market was here. I explained all the reasons for which we could expect this rejection to the upside, and then after the move to the upside, I explained all the reasons for which we could expect a break, a retest, and then more bearish continuation. And by the way, I will link in description these two previous analyses, so you can go and check them out for more free education. Now, at the moment, since we have to reevaluate the kind of structure that we have, since the market has created new structure, we have to first of all identify how this level here is the new previous daily support from which all this move to the upside was created, which is now turned resistance. We can also notice how, since we have the impulse and the start of this correction, if we want to measure the correction after the impulse, we have to take our Fibonacci from the high to the low of the impulse leg. And if we do that, we can see how we have a perfect 0.32 retracement lining up with previous support and resistance, creating confluence of resistance at this zone, which we could expect this market to potentially test and then to reject to the downside. Now, if we go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders, so what institutions are doing, and we check the data precisely for the CHF, we can see how with the last reports in the long term, we went from having minus 17k net positions all the way up to minus 5k net positions. Now, this makes the CHF stronger in the long term, meaning that institutions have been in the long term adding longs and closing shorts. And a strong CHF makes USDCHF weaker, meaning that there is definitely the possibility to see more potential bearish price action as the market has already started creating this potential downtrend. So if we will have a correction to this confluence of resistance, there is the possibility to see more institutional shorting of USDCHF inside of this area, which at that point would favor the development of bearish price action away from the zone. So if we get a correction to the area, how we could be approaching this potential move lower. Now, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily combined with the COT data, those are the best time frames from a directional perspective. However, when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best time frames are the intraday time frames, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what we could be doing, potentially also with students, is monitoring price action from an intraday perspective during this move to the upside, waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bullish market as we would have to an intraday bearish market. And if the market would shift from an intraday bullish to bearish market and provide to us one of our valid entries at that point, we could be looking for a potential move lower for the market to complete this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the downside. Now, if you don't know what I'm speaking about when I say valid entries and these kind of things, you want to learn more, I really suggest that you go and check out the transparentfxtrading.com website. Here, you have the possibility to gain access to my entire courses with all the rules of the strategies. You also have the possibility to gain access to one-on-one private mentoring, the VIP market breakdowns with the Telegram signals, the COT data software, which is precisely the one that we used in this analysis, the trading station software, which puts together everything that you need as a trader all in one interface. And if you scroll lower here, past the testimonials, you will see that at the moment I'm running a huge special promotion in which you have a big discount on the upfront price of the mentorship program from $497 all the way down to only $97 one-time payment. And as an option, since I have partnered with the forex broker Blueberry Markets, if you open an account with them after you join the mentorship program directly from your student dashboard and essentially move your trading there, you can get a full refund credited back into your trading account. And if you scroll lower, you will see that there is still time to join before the offer expires and price goes back to normal. And directly from here, there is the button to join in order to gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the checkout process. So at least I suggest you go and check it out. The link is also in description at transparentfxtrading.com. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free analysis education and updates for all of you. And I will see you in my next breakdown.